Right then, so this is still an ongoing thing. Some of you are still asking about this G1. I give up. I did actually fix it. Just a quick recap for those of you that watch the videos but have forgotten. I did fix this. I ended up replacing this thing, I replaced that thing, I replaced everything in here, this belt, and then in the end I replaced this belt here. And once I replaced this belt there, that belt, all my problems went away for about 30 seconds. I tested it, turned it on with it still taken apart, it was fine. No rumbling, no noise, no vibrations. It was as it was when it was new and I got it out of the box. About 30 seconds into vacuuming the living room, the vibrations came back, and I mean it's vibrating so much that the tools what are kept under there, they vibrate out of their little holder and fall on the floor. You put them back in, they vibrate out again. I mean, this is a vibration. Everybody says to me, oh, it will vibrate, the brush is going round. If you take the brush out, it still vibrates, by the way. Everyone's like, oh, it's a vacuum cleaner, it will vibrate, my one vibrates. Well, it might well vibrate a little bit. I mean, I'm not stupid. I do know that, you know, anything with moving parts is going to have some kind of vibrations. But this is severe vibrations, my friends. That crevice tool, which you can just about see under there, will vibrate out of its holder. It's proper vibrations. So I then put it in the cupboard and just forgot about it because it was annoying me. But today I've got a spare 10 minutes, so I'm going to try and get to the bottom of it again. Now it's obvious that this belt here for some reason is the problem, but this is a brand new belt, and I don't know what I've done with the old belt. But what I'm going to do, I have noticed that it creeps its way over to the right hand side here. So I'm wondering whether it's vibrating because it's trying to climb off of this little cog wheel thing. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm wondering, there's no adjustment on these screws here. You know, you can't move this from side to side. I thought about moving this little cog over a bit, but there's no adjustment on the screws. You can't do that to try and keep the belt in place. If you put the belt in the middle on this and on the drive gear on the motor, as soon as you turn it, even by hand, it will slide back over that way, and when you turn it on, it goes back over there anyway. So, but I reckon that might be the problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have a little play about and see if I can stop the belt from going over to this side of the little cog, the little wheel, whatever that thing's called. It's a sensor, I think. So let's see what happens. Let's have a little play about. I am literally, I just don't know what to do. I mean, this is turning out to be the same as the last video that I made of it, where I just don't know what to do with it. I've been sitting here now for about half an hour. I've taken it apart again. I've looked at it all, and it's still doing the thing where it pulls the motor backwards and forwards. But it fixed it when I changed this belt. So it's got to be something to do with this belt. I changed the belt and it stopped doing it, like I said, for about 30 seconds. Now it's doing it again. I've tried to move in the position of the motor back. It won't go back anymore. It's right up against this thing here, the little fan thing. It's right up against that. Because what it is, I was thinking, where the little cog comes off the motor, a little drive cog, it's not all the way to the right on the drive cog, it's pretty much in the middle, yeah? So it's almost as if that this cog here and the drive cog are out of line, which is why it's far to the right on this side. And if you look at it, it is trying to jump off. But you can't move the motor back anymore, and you can't adjust the little drive cog on the spindle from the motor, and this sensor thing won't go to the right anymore. But it must have been like something must have changed since it was new. Something must have happened while I was using it for it to do this. So I don't quite know what to do, really. I really don't. It's one of the few things that's ever stumped me. Usually I can look at something and go, you know, after a little while, if I don't spot it straight away, I'll see the problem and I'll fix it. But with this, it's just ridiculous. Especially since I've changed everything. So, I don't know, man. I'm literally like, I was only going to sit here for 10 minutes because I'm supposed to be going somewhere, but I've been sat here for half an hour now. Oh, man. But I don't want to put it back together if I haven't fixed it. I don't like putting things back together if I don't fix them. Oh, this is just ridiculous, my friends. Why did I buy a G1? Sebo, you've let me down. Notice as well if I can get a focus on it, because I'm using my DSLR to film this. And you see all the belt dust, the belt sort of shavings down in there. And all over here, all loads of belt shavings, all in there, all down there, all over here, over the top there. And that's from this belt. If you look, hopefully we can see with this. It's all black on this side in there where it's rubbing. So it's definitely the belt rubbing. I know the cause now, I just don't know how to fix it. Ah, rightio then. Rightio. Oh, there's got to be a way to fix it, so I've got to find a way to fix it. I just don't know how. One thing I am thinking is, maybe, I might try and push. I've tried to push it already, but I might try and push this little drive gear, this little cog, a bit further that way towards the motor on its little spindle there. Maybe. Just a little bit. I've tried it already. I might take the motor out and give it a whack with a hammer or something. See if I can do it that way. Man, what a pain in the ass. What a pain in the ass. Because I want it to be over that way. So this belt stays like that, in the middle-ish. I want the belt to stay about there, in the middle. So it's not rubbing on either side, but as soon as it turns, over it goes, onto the side. Come on, Sebo. I've sent you a tweet. If you don't reply, you're a bad people. Right, I've had a little play about again. I've had the motor out. There's no way that I can make it go any further that way, because this is right up against the thing. The motor's right up against it. There's no way it can move anymore. I've tried packing this out because it's foam and you can push it a bit. I tried packing it out with some just cardboard junk mail that I had here, and I've made the little drive cog go a bit more that way. Let's just turn my ISO up a bit. There we go. Make it a bit lighter. Anyway, I made it go that way a little bit, but I did notice that even if you have the belt all the way over that side, when you turn it, it still doesn't bring the belt over that way. It keeps it this side. So, oh man, to me it's just fairly obvious, you know, this is in the wrong position. This needs to be further this way, but there is no adjustment on it. There is no adjustment on it whatsoever. They're just screws that go in one place. You can't adjust it. So I don't really know how to, other than drilling myself some, making myself a new place to mount this sensor thing. I don't know what I can do. Oh man, I'm gonna have to leave it. I'm running out of time yet again. I've spent the best part of it, 1 hour. Well, how long have I been here? An hour and 15 minutes, I think now. I've sat here doing this, taking it apart. I haven't been rushing it either, you know. I've just been looking, thinking. But I can't see any way to do it. This is in the wrong place. It hasn't. I don't understand. I really don't. So the G1 is still unusable and dead. Never mind. It'll have to be Kirby again to the rescue. The Kirby, well, I've got 12 Kirbys now, so unless all 12 of those break as well, I've got Dyson, and if that breaks, then I can pretty much say I'm going to have a dirty carpet. Never mind. By the way, Sebo, please read me tweet, even though I know no one from Sebo is going to be watching this video, because you're all probably German. I thought Germans had good engineering. You've let me down, Sebo. You've let me and everybody else down.